My mic sounds nice, check one. My mic sounds nice, check two. I'm sorry. Oh, this is the real estate of life with Kevin Riles. This is the beginning. We were just talking about hip hop, and I just want to do that. Today, we are going to talk about the myth and the truth about the off-market deal. I always get calls to my office. I want to know all about your off-market deals, like it's a secret. So I'm going to teach you today how to find the off-market deals. So, DJ, my mic sounds, okay, you can hit the music, DJ.
Support for this program comes from the Digital Broadcasting Network, presenting podcasts and web series from everyday people who have an extraordinary passion to make the world a better place.
And welcome back to the Real Estate of Life with Kevin Riles. I am your host, Kevin Riles. It's good to see you and to hopefully that you're listening, and I'm excited. We are on episode, I think, 31, 32, somewhere in there. We're in the 30s, so we're almost to my age. Which is not true because I'm 44 years old, but we're getting there. And so I want to continue on this theme this month about answering the questions that you guys have posed to me on social media. For those of you that are out there that are listening, feel free to log on to Facebook, on my Facebook page, Kevin Riles, or on Twitter, Kevin Riles as well. And on the gram at Kevin Riles as well. So and ask me questions. This month is kind of that theme of I'm going to be answering questions that you guys have submitted to me. And of course, you can always go to kevinriles.com and shoot me an email from there as well to ask questions. So I'm taking these questions as I get them. Sometimes for the first couple of episodes, I answer multiple questions. Last episode, I answered one question. And this week, I'm going to answer what I consider one question, even though I get it like a million times a week. And so as you heard in the intro, I always get calls and emails from investors, commercial investors, residential investors, that they all want my off-market deals. All right, and I'm gonna say it loud because it's hurt my throat to whisper like that. They want my off-market deals, and if you've been listening to our podcast for a while, you can remember in one of the first episodes I talked about everybody. They want this off-market opportunity, and so I wanted to kind of talk about off-market deals and how to find off-market deals and whether they're good deals or not good deals in this podcast today, because I get this email all the time of off-market deals. I said I wasn't going to do that anymore, but off-market deals, and they want to know. And literally, people, me and Mr. Producer were just joking because when people call my office and say, "Hey, Kevin, how you doing? I understand you're a commercial real estate broker. You know, I'm an investor. I'm looking for deals, and I want your." And then all of a sudden, their voice changed. Off-market deals. So that's why I'm whispering. If those of you out there are like, why does he keep doing it like that? Because they're like they're in a room and telling me a secret. Off-market, they don't want anybody to know that they're looking for off-market deals. So what is an off-market deal, first and foremost? What does that even mean? All right, so an off-market deal basically is a deal that is not listed on some level of a multiple listing service, or in the commercial sense, LoopNet, CoStar. It is a deal, sometimes in the real estate business on the broker side, we call it pocket listings, where it's a deal or a property that has not been publicly advertised or publicly made available. And so that's what the definition of an off-market deal, I keep saying I'm not going to do that, is. And so there's a perception out there that if it's an off-market deal, then it's a better deal because the public hasn't seen it. And so therefore it must be better because nobody knows about it. And the other perception is that if I'm the only one that knows about it and I'm the investor, then I can possibly get a better deal because I don't have any competition. Right, and so that's where this whole lure of the off-market deal comes from. So that's what an off-market deal is. The myth of the off-market deal is that it's a better deal. It's a better deal. It's a better way to get a property. And so I get that question. I got that question on social media a couple weeks ago when I posted and said, "Hey, give me some questions to talk about on my podcast." I get that question probably 3 to 5 times a week from various people calling my office or emailing me wanting to know about the off-market deal. So again, I want to address that today. So off-market deal, not advertised. The perception of the off-market deal is that it's going to be a better deal. So let's talk about that. Is an off-market deal a better deal than an on-market deal? And the answer to that, are you listening? I'm going to do a pregnant pause. It depends. It depends. Off market does not mean a better deal automatically, right? Off market does not mean a better deal. I can tell you now, I have some off market deals or sellers that want to sell their property, but they don't want to market their property. I have some multifamily deals out there like that, and I can tell you now that the pricing that they want for those deals is not a deal. In fact, they're overpriced. So a lot of times when I get a seller that has an unrealistic expectation of value, I don't even put that information out there because it just doesn't make sense anymore. It doesn't make sense as an investment. And so off market doesn't necessarily mean better deal. What it could mean, though, is that you are the only person that is aware of it. And that does sometimes have its advantages in that you're not worried about someone else coming to scoop up that particular property while you negotiate with that seller. So I will give the off-market deal theology that give them that they at least can negotiate a deal without having to worry about competition for a deal. So that is an advantage. But a disadvantage sometimes also is that you don't get as much information on an off-market deal than other deals. Sometimes off-market deals are quick, or the seller's trying to get rid of a property for a reason. They don't want to put it on the market. There might be a reason they don't want to put it on the market. And so your level of due diligence and research on that property has to be much, to me, greater than it would be with an on-market property. And here's the other reason. Let's just be honest, that people want off-market deals. They don't want to pay us, which is the broker, right? Which I take high offense to. That's how I feed my family. This is how I make my money, right? And I'm worth it. Not every broker is worth it, but Kevin Riles is worth it. And on average, statistics show, and of course I'm going to sound biased, but I am, statistics show by the National Association of Realtors that deals that don't have realtors involved on average are more expensive than deals that do. All right, so even if you have a deal that is out there that you should pay a professional, if nothing else, to run comps, if nothing else, to represent you on your side. I don't understand how people feel. They walk into a doctor's office and they pay a doctor, a professional. They'll pay an attorney, a professional. They'll pay a CPA, a professional. And then when we get to the broker, like, well, let's talk about it. Well, you don't walk into your doctor's office and because who's a professional, has gotten education and training, and say, you know what? Hey, that copay. Let's talk about the copay. What are we gonna do about this copay? No, we're going to pay this copay, right? Right, because there's a perceived need and value. There's a value with good brokers. Not all brokers are made the same. And let me tell you what I tell everybody. The good thing about real estate is anybody can get in it. The bad thing about real estate is anybody can get in it. So not everybody's cut the same. So that's why you do your research. But I'm telling you that if you find the right broker, it is worth it. Now, some of you out there listening that are real-time investors are going to say, yeah, Kevin, you're biased. That's how you make money. Well, of course. But I've seen it happen. I've seen people do the off-market deal and then come to the broker after the fact and say, oh, can you run comps? Oh, do you think this is a good deal? And now they want your knowledge and information. And I've seen brokers give their knowledge and information away for free, right? No, sir. No, that's not something that I do. So with that being said, yes, the individual negotiation of no competition is a great thing about the off-market deal. But it doesn't mean it's a deal, right? So really the word should be off-market property, because the word that people said, do you have any off-market deals, implies that just because it's off-market, it's a deal. And that is not the case. That is not the case. So off-market versus on-market, right? What's the biggest difference? Typically, sometimes, so the what people think is that the price is going to be better off-market. If you put it on market, that means you've run comps. That means you've looked at the market, and now it's out there for everyone to see. And so my pricing is going to be better. But I can tell you, having done off-market deals, that is not necessarily true as well. You should look at every deal. Off market, on market, kind of on market, a little bit off market, around the corner market, whatever type of market is it, whatever type of property, you should have the same application of a formula for your investment. So it doesn't really matter what your formula is. You should apply that formula to on market and off market. Now, some people will call a broker like me and say, do you have any off market deals? Do you have any pocket listings? And sometimes I do. Sometimes I have sellers that say, hey, Kevin, if you bring me a buyer, I'm willing to sell, but I don't want to put my property up on any type of database or put any signs out or things of that nature. And that's fine. And so sometimes I do. That doesn't necessarily mean, again, that they are deals, but I'll say, hey, yeah, I have this property over here. This seller's willing to sell at the right price, and I'll send them the information. So yes, I do get access to those deals because I'm constantly marketing properties owners to see if they're interested in selling. Which brings me to my third point is how do you find off-market deals? Okay, I said I wasn't gonna do it, but I guess I'm gonna keep doing it. How do you find these deals? Well, just like I've talked about in previous podcasts, finding deals is all about your network. It's all about your network. So every time you talk to somebody, that's a potential for a deal. In my book, Confessions of a Top Producer, the 9 Tools for Sales, Success, and Abundance, one of my tools that people use to be successful is you're only as good as your database. And what I mean by that is the people that you know people, and therefore you know those people. If I know 5 people and you know me, then you know those 5 people because you know me. And so that applies to real estate investing as well. At the grocery store, at church, at the post office, at work. If you let people know that, hey, I'm looking for, I'm getting into real estate investment. If you know anybody that's looking to sell property, I'm interested in hearing the story. You'd be surprised how many deals you can come across, but just by letting people know that. That's one way to find off-market deals. The second is your broker network. You should network with brokers. Say, hey, I'm looking, and I don't mind that call. The part that I don't like when I get that call is I only want your off-market deals. If it's on the market, I don't want to see it. Well, what if it's on the market and it's still a deal? That makes no sense to me. I've had that happen. Had a guy call me, hey, I want to see you have any off-market deals? Well, no, but I do have this deal. Is it on the market? Yeah. Oh, no. It's on the market. But it was a deal. It was a double-digit cap rate. I don't understand. Just because it's on the market means that you don't want it, right? And it hadn't sold for whatever reason. That don't make any sense to me. So with that being said, your broker network is important in networking with commercial brokers, residential brokers, and just letting them know. But don't do this. Because as a broker, I hate this. Don't call me and say, I just want to see off-market deals. Don't have any right now. Okay. And then I list the property. Oh, you didn't call me beforehand and get mad at me because I didn't send it to you. You call me 1 time or 2 times talking about your off-market deal. This is a relationship. That's why a lot of brokers, they treat their clients as transactional. I'm a relational broker. I want a relationship. We got to date for a little while. Date in quotes for a little while because, I got to get to know you. What type of property are you going to actually transact? I have people that call me all the time that took a class and they have a script and they don't know that I know the script because I've gotten called with the script over 20 years so many times, and I have to wait because I don't like to be rude and just say, no, I don't want, I don't have any and then they go to the next thing, objection handling in the script. Anyway, I digress. So you have to build relationships with people in order for them to trust you. I'm not going to trust you with one of my off-market deals, and most brokers are not going to trust you with their off-market deals unless they can trust you, trust that you will do what you say you will do, right? In other words, are you truly capable of transacting, right? So there's some onness on you as well. A lot of people talk a big game, but have I seen you transact? Do you have a transaction resume? I had a guy one time, hey, Kevin, looking for off-market deals, looking for deals, period, but especially off-market deals. And he sent me a resume, not his resume, but it was kind of like a transaction resume. And it had every deal he had done, right? And so that let me know that, oh, this guy is not just taking a class. He's sending me proof that, hey, he sent me a proof of funds, I got the money, and he sent me a deal transaction history. Hey, I keep in touch with that guy, right? Because now I have 2 things that say that, no, this guy can transact versus somebody going to take one of the various real estate classes out there. Hi, this is insert name here. Are you have any off-market deals that I can look at as they're reading the script? No, not at this time. Oh, why? Oh, I would like to be added to your database. I mean, literally, they're talking like Mr. Producer's laughing. They're talking like that. And so I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with those deals, but you have to have, I'm not going to give you a potential deal that I'm going to make money on based on you transacting. And I know that you can't transact. I'm just not going to do it. Some newbie brokers out there will do it, but I'm just not going to do it. The other way to find off-market deals is to spend some money. And what I mean by spend some money, the way I advertise for listings is the same way most investors, good investors, advertise for off-market deals or potential. They spend money on direct mail. Direct mail still works. Direct mail still works. You just have to have the patience, right? I send out about 4,000 pieces of direct mail every other month to multifamily owners in the greater Houston area. All right, and so I send out a letter. I use letters instead of postcards, although I do send postcards sometimes when I have a new listing. But I send letters, and my letters are very short and sweet because if most of you think about it, where do you sort your mail? If you think about it, I'm going to pause again. Where do you sort your mail? The answer is over the trash can. Most people sort their mail over the trash can. They open it up, quick, trash can. Open it up, quick, trash can. Open it up, quick, trash can, right? And so usually statistics say, I've researched this, it takes about 6 mailers before somebody notices your piece, right? So that means 6 months or 6 weeks or however often you do those mailers for somebody to notice your piece. So I've been sending mailers out every other month for almost 5 years, right? And sometimes I don't get a call until the 4th year, but I'm sending it out every month. So I spend probably $1,500 to $2,000 a month or every other month on mailers, but they work. That's how I get my listings. Guess what? You can do the same thing. Your letter just might say something different. I have some investor clients that send out postcards, the little small, inexpensive postcards. They get a database. They dump a database from their county appraisal district of a certain type of property. They buy their databases from data brokers. You can find those on the internet. They choose a certain type of property or a certain neighborhood or a certain zip code, and then they just hit that database every month. And they come up on opportunities to buy, right? And that's how wholesalers find their stuff. Wholesalers find their stuff with direct mail, and they find it with those little bandit signs. And they're bandit signs because they're usually illegal. Those little signs on the corner, I buy houses, we buy houses, any house, any condition, those type of deals. And so they're constantly, and I've even seen some wholesalers here recently with billboards, right? You know, with their picture on it, I'm Johnny and I buy houses and things of that nature. So all that stuff works, but there's no one hitter quitter. In other words, there's no one thing that works. It's a multitude of things. It's brokers. It's driving around. It's sending out mailers. It's telling people. It's getting cards. I've even seen people with the magnets on their car and trucks saying, you know, I buy houses, any condition, things of that nature. So that's how you find off-market deals, right? That's how you find off-market deals. You can invest. So you need to be doing all of those things, right? I'm basically doing an off-market investor class right here in about 17 to 20 minutes, right? All the stuff that people pay for, that's the value of the real estate of life with Kevin Riles. All the seminars, I just broke this down in 15 to 17 minutes. I'm not quite sure how long I'm gonna go today. I'm gonna go to the Spirit and tell me to stop. And I think the Spirit is knocking on my door right now. But with that being said, you can invest in finding off-market deals. Another place, and they're not a sponsor, hopefully maybe one day they will be, is biggerpockets.com. BiggerPockets is one of the larger internet-based real estate investor networks out there. They have a marketplace on their website that you can look for deals. And people are always, other investors are wholesaling or shopping their deals on biggerpockets.com. Your local real estate investment club, REI, Real Estate Investment Club, is also a source. In Houston, the Houston Real Estate Investment Club, HREI. Then there's also some other ones out there that are kind of more local to different sections of Houston. But those are other places where you can find off-market deals, all right? But my point is that off-market does not necessarily mean deal. Off-market does not necessarily mean deal. So if you have a criteria, which you should, for your real estate investments, you should apply that criteria to on-market and off-market deals. In order to find those off-market deals, your network, your direct mail, your going to real estate investment clubs, you're letting people know that you're in real estate investing and you want to purchase and just driving around, right? It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. So the next time, as the preachers would say in the black church, as I come to a close, the next time you call a broker or call someone and say, I want an off-market deal, right? You're not going to say that because you're going to say, I listened to the Real Estate of Life and Kevin told me to ask for it. Do you have any deals at all, or do you have any properties that you consider a deal or might be a deal, whether they're on market and you don't have to change your voice, or off market? You don't have to whisper, off market deals, right? So this is the Real Estate of Life with Kevin Riles. I appreciate you listening to me this week. Remember that just because it's off market doesn't mean that it's a deal. I'll see you guys next week. Hey, thanks for listening as always. Do you have questions about any of the topics I'm talking about? If you have questions, let me know. Email me at kevin@kevinriles.com. Again, that's kevin@kevinriles.com. I'm going to do a podcast just on the questions that you guys are sending to me. So feel free to send them to me. Again, that's kevin@kevinriles.com.